because a couple of the subs have asked me when I'm going to start this series called Story Time, so I thought maybe this would be a good one to kick off with. A little bit windy here today too, and notice now all the trees here, they're just starting to get their leaves, so spring is in the air. Now it's sort of hard to say where I was going to start number one, so I think the idea would be to get into the story side, tell you what I think, which isn't a bad story, and you can leave a comment there whether or not it was worth listening to, or whether or not, more importantly, you want to hear any more. So that'd be it. Now I've lived in this area all my life, and over this part where I am now, I've lived over this way now for since 1990, so you know, 30 odd years. So I mentioned in another previous one that I used to do the mail run along here too, so I don't know, it never went very far. So I think I'll tell you what, we might head up this way. Not many people hanging around the post office today. This is our east part post office. So I don't know where all these pigeons are coming from lately. There's pigeons around everywhere. So I've got the GoPro set up on the handlebars, and I'll do a storytelling clip on the old days when I used to be a fox shooter. So the period of time we're talking would be very early in the 1970s. So taking account at that stage I would have been about 20. So I was really obsessed with, in those days, hunting foxes. And the reason I was obsessed with hunting foxes was mainly because they were worth a bit of money. So that was all right. Up around when I first got married, I was sort of married the first time from about 73 to 1980. And then after that, oh well, you could say she threw in the towel. But you win some, lose some, that's how it goes. So anyway, I was, yeah, like I said, married between 73 and 80 the first time, then had a 5-year break before I got married again. Now, prior to that, I was really obsessed with shooting, and you know, at work they used to call me, believe it or not, Great White Hunter. That stuck with me for 20 years because I was that obsessed with shooting. So as far as in those early days, from 73 up into 80, we'll head around to this place I'm going to show you now, because I was actually renting this place from 1973 up until 1980, and I don't know, I think the wife was paying $33.50, or the ex-wife I should say, was paying about $33.50 a week rent, and it went up to one stage by 1980 to about $37.50, and I don't know, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I think I was buying cars and guns. That's about it. I didn't do much in those days apart from buy those. Oh, and the odd watch. But apart from that, she did a good job paying the rent, and you know, everyone was happy in that line. But we'll go down here and have a look at this place, because I haven't been back here for 40 years. So where was it? Number 10, this place here. No, the garage is gone now. I'll swing around here and see if we can get a look at it on the GoPro. Better hang a look around. No one behind me. This place looks pretty good now, but it didn't look quite as good when I had it for when I had it there for $33.50 a week. But now they got it really nice. Actually, the wife's auntie used to, see that place there? She used to own that house there and rent it to people. they used to piss me off, and I used to throw apples from there over to there when they were playing the music loud, or I'd turn my stereo up and play it loud there. So that was it where I was. I don't know if we can look up the driveway or not. We might be able to look up the driveway and see a garage. See that garage up there? It's got a huge yard, that place. Yeah, so that is the place. So alright, you've had a bit of a look, and hopefully it comes out in that clip. So let's get into it. Every year I was really obsessed with shooting foxes. I'd go out there, give them a workout, you know, maybe knock about 30 or 40 for the year, because they were worth good money. And you know, like, I've always been obsessed with money. Not so much on YouTube, there's none here for me anyway, but prior to that I was really obsessed with money. So what happened? I had myself, if anyone knows guns, a Martini Action 222 Rim. So that was mainly in those days because I couldn't afford a bloody good bolt action repeater. So that's alright. I got onto this, well, actually I never. The wife come from a property out near a place called Yeovil, and she still had all the in-laws there, and I'd only met her probably, I don't know, a year earlier or something like that. And she had all the in-laws there, and they all had property. And I put the word on her to ask them, could I go fox shooting on the property? So that was all right, and they said, oh yeah, come out, naturally, because I'm sort of partly related by that time. So I ended up going out there checking it out and talking to them, and the old blokes that owned the property, there were 2 or 3 brothers, and they had 5,000 acres or something. And they said, yeah, you can come out one night if you want to go spotlighting. That was all right. The trouble is, to do a night run, the wife had to work earlier in the morning, and I would have to get out there and shoot by myself, which was a bit difficult. So another mate of mine, I said, I've got a place lined up to shoot foxes on the Yeovil, do you want to come out? And he said, what's in it for me? I said, oh well, how about a few cans? And you know, like, he was sort of into that. And when we got out there walking around, I did spotlighting at night time in those days, and I had a 750 Honda motorcycle battery, a 12 volt spotlight, the 222 rim. He carried those with the spotlight, a portable lantern torch that ran off the battery, and what else was there? Oh yeah, in most cases, hopefully a bit of good luck, and you'd go to the properties, get out and start walking until you come across a quick brown fox. So we were out there that night, and we got into the paddock, and I don't know, it would have been around about, I think it was around, I would have say around about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Now the trouble is, when you go fox shooting, you can't decide when you got to go home. You just got to keep going till you get enough. But when I got up there and shone the torch around, or should I say spotlight, straight away, I think it was 2 or 3 foxes come up in the light, and I thought it was just like a bloody picnic. So I think they were sort of young and foolish, hadn't been shot at, and I think that from memory I just knocked over one of those and then worked my way through the paddocks. Now we were out there in the paddocks for till about maybe 2 in the morning, something like that, 2 or 3. No, it probably would have been about 2. It took me an hour to get home. So to about 2 in the morning, I got home finally at around 3, and during that night I'd had a really smorgasbord of shooting, so I'd knocked over 15 foxes. Now that's a huge amount. I never ever shot that many foxes again except that one night. So, and take into account, not only do you have to shoot them, you have to skin them too. So I had to get out there and skin a lot of them, and when I got home it was about 3. Now, seeing I'd never shot that many foxes before, I had to work out what I was going to do with them all. And usually when I come in, that house back there, they had that house 30 years back had a wooden garage, and I had all my pegging boards up on that, and I could go into that garage, turn the light on and start pegging them out. But like I said before, I'd never pegged out 15. So the only thing to do was I got in there, and I think I got rid of about 7 or 8, and had no more area to peg them. And the idea with foxes is peg them up as soon as you get them, dry them out quick, cash them, and you know, you're that much better off dollar wise. So I'm there thinking what I can do, and like I said, I was renting that place for, or she was renting that place for 33, 37 a week, sorry, just concentrating on those cars. So I'm there thinking what I'll do. So, and it's a rental place, so it doesn't matter much. So I decided to come back inside, go to the toilet for start. So into the toilet I went with 2 fox skids. So I nailed both those foxes up on the front and back side of the toilet door, which was sort of interesting. But wait, there's more. I still had more foxes left, and I was running out of spot. Now that house back there has got a pretty good hallway in it, and the hallway would have been probably 20 foot long, and it was carpeted and board. So I thought to myself, bugger it, I'll get these foxes here, and the wife's in bed asleep, ex-wife. I'll nail all these foxes down the floor in the hallway. And that was all right. I think I put 4 of them along that hallway, like staggered. Then I went into the spare room and got behind that door there and nailed one up into that one, because I couldn't do it to the other one. And I think at that stage I still had 3 bloody fox skins left, and there was no other choice. I had to go into the lounge room then, spread them out onto the lounge room floor, and I'm there nailing them on the lounge room floor when she comes out of bed and goes, "What are you up to?" And I thought it was quite obvious. I'm nailed. Oh geez, look how pretty these trees are. I thought it was quite obvious. There I am, there with flat-headed nails and the foxes, and I'm nailing them to the lounge room floor. And she said, "What do you expect to be doing with it?" And I said to her, "Well, not a great deal I can do, but I think we'll have to bring a heater in here so they can dry out a bit quicker." So that was the bloody highlight of my fox season career. 15 foxes, and nailed them all to that bloody house at number 10. So, did I ever do it again? Well, I never nailed them down the hall or in the lounge room again, but I did use the toilet door a couple of times. And but wait, there's more again. That was all right. I dry them all out within 3 days, because they take a fair bit. She had to bloody walk to the bathroom, bypassing foxes sort of laying on the floor where I'd pegged them out. And I don't know if you know much about foxes, but the female ones are all right, but if you get to the male ones, those bloody things really stink. And we were using fly spray and air cleaner and all that to make it, you know, like more pleasant inside the house. But I knew there was money there. And how much money? All right, we are now talking around, I think it would have been 73 or 74. And like I said, at that stage, to rent a house for a week would be, it was either $33.50 to start with at around that side. So say if we said $34 for the house, you know, to rent it per week. On today's market here, to rent that house would be at least $500, okay? So $500 to rent that house a week on today's market. So I had all these foxes I got up to the skin dealer, take them up to him, all 15 of them. I think it was about 3 days later. He looked through them all and said to me, "Oh, they're not bad, but I've seen better." And I was thinking, oh Jesus, what's this going to mean? Okay, the damage was when he worked it all out. I think the best one was worth $24 and the worst one was worth about 16 or something to that effect. And I got $300. Now $300, when I probably would have been only earning $30 or $40 a day, that was enough for me to go back out, buy a brand new Seiko 22250 and a set of Seiko mounts. So that's what I did with that $300. You could say I invested it wisely, and in the end that gun I kept for quite a few years and probably fired 10,000 shots out of it. But I will never forget, it was just like a trip back memory lane there, looking at that house. And I haven't been there for, you know, since I left in 1980. That's the first time I pulled up today to have a look at that. And it's just hard to believe, well, it's hard to believe how good those flowers and all that are growing in that place. Like, it's really nice. So compared to when I had it there, it was a fair dump of a place then, just all fibro. How many bedroom was it? One, I think it was only 2 bedroom. And in fact, the only way I ended up getting out of there, our old man decided to lend me a deposit to buy a house in another part of town. And, you know, the rest is history. And so was I. And here's the other house just here in the corner. I used to own this one here. But after that, you know, when you get married and you're young and foolish, this house here in the corner, I remember the day I was looking at a few marijuana plants, and the bloody local sheriff come to he knocked on the thing and yelled out, "Is anyone home?" And I'd just come out of the house of ill repute. That's a good story too. It's a good story, a lesson. Never deal in anything illegal, because there's no one you can complain to. So I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a episode on the hunting side. I haven't got really any good, I've got a couple of hunting stories to tell, but I don't know if anyone would want to hear them. But I've got some really good other stuff there. But I just thought I'd start it off with that fox one, because afterwards I told that story to quite a few people around. No one would believe that anyone would go out and shoot foxes, and more importantly, bring them inside the house and peg them down the hallway, over the toilet, in the lounge room. But like I said, I had no bloody choice. I had to get them dry, cash them, and in the end it was enough to get me a brand new Seiko rifle and Seiko mounts. So that day I was truly a winner. So you know, when you can look back and say, you know, if you had many positive days, yeah, that was pretty positive. So if you ask what did the ex-missus think of it, I don't think she liked it that much, but you know, that is the way it goes. Would I do it again now? No, I don't think so. To start, foxes aren't worth any money now, so there's no reason for it to get out there. That's why they just poison them now. But in those days, it was good time. I was sometimes getting 100 or 150 foxes a year after that. Had a really good run. And that was well before the animal lovers come into it, and after that the tail fell out of foxes. Skin buyers weren't buying them, nobody was worried about shooting them. So here in Australia, when they couldn't get rid of them that way because they were a hindrance around sheep and lambs, what they did after that, they brought in 1080 poison and fox baits to actually poison them each year. So when they poisoned them, they were really no good for anything. So at least once they served the purpose, compared to just dying in the paddock. But that's the way it goes, and that's progress, and we'll call it quits now. And I hope you enjoyed that one, and if you like this storytelling time, let me know, and we'll try another one next time. Nothing to do with hunting, we'll pick another subject.